Hello, hello everyone. Hi there. Hopefully you will start joining me, but this class tonight is just...
Hello everyone.
Whoop, let me turn down the volume. I see that we are ready online. There we go. Okay, so this class is something that you can still order from me if you'd like, and all the details are in the description. But this class was already shipped out. It was harder than heck to get all my supplies, but anyway, hopefully you got your class if you ordered it. If you would like to get another class, not another one, but if you'd like to get this class all ready for you to stamp and put together, you just let me know and I'm happy to help. Tonight I'm going to share all the cards with you, the supplies that you need. I'm going to do them right from the beginning and we're just going to stamp together. So I'm just watching now. I see that a few of you are on here, but it's not showing me the comments. Let me see what's going on. Okay. All right, well, just let me know if you're here. I'll be happy to say hello and shout out. But the stamp set that we're using is Courage and Faith. And it is beautiful with the paper that we're using. And the designer paper we're using is on page 43 of the September to December mini catalog. And this paper is currently out of stock, and the ribbon, and so that's why the next portion, the next packets that can be sent out would be after the 23rd. This is due to be in the 23rd. I think this is the week before. So anyway, that is what I have going on. So if you took the class, hopefully you can save this. This will also, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell so that you will be notified when I go live. All right. Okay, I am looking at my iPad and I'm just gonna post this to make sure that it is working. Okay, very good. All right, there we are. So let's move this out of the way. The things that you will need to complete this class is your basic stamper kit. The 3 colors we're using is right from the designer paper, and that is Pretty Peacock, Copper Clay, and Moody Mauve. Of course, you're going to need blocks for your stamps and your paper trimmer for sure, because you'll be cutting your designer paper. I am going to cut the designer paper and just show you, basically you just follow the color tutorial, excuse me, because there is a color written tutorial that goes out with this, and if you'd like to just buy that, you can purchase it for $15. You just have to reach out and let me know. All right, Courage and Faith. So our first card, we're going to keep the cutter here because we do need that for most of the time. Well, back and forth. But here is our first card. All right. This uses Moody Mauve and Copper Clay. And that is what we are going to go ahead and pull in first. Hi, Deb. Hello. Hope you are doing well. So this first card is going to use 2 pieces of designer paper. So it will use this leaves, and this is what's on the other side, the mauve, and then the copper, and this is what's on the other side of the copper. All right, so what you need to do is you need to cut your designer paper down. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the leaves, and let's bring this down. This is 6 by 6 is the designer paper, and it needs to be cut down to 5 1/4 by 4. So you can do one of 2 things. You can go ahead and measure over to 4 and cut this piece off so that you have that. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this down to 4, and then I'm going to turn this to 5 1/4. I have my measurements up here, so I'm just going to go to 5 1/4. And cut that little piece off there. All right, so those are extra. And then we need a strip of this copper, and it needs to be, I'm looking, 3/4 of an inch by 4. So I'm just going to go with 3/4 of an inch, okay? Now you have measurements on this side of your trimmer too. I use this a lot for the small pieces that I need. So there's half, there's 3/4, right there's that line. So I'm just going to cut 3/4 of a strip, and then it needs to be 4 inches. So here we go, 4 inches. And again, that is extra. These are extra pieces. Okay. So that's what you need to do, and you need to cut your designer paper. You also need to take a piece of your ribbon. If you have these are the ribbons that we can't order until I believe around the 23rd. They're supposed to be in that week. You're going to need a piece of this ribbon, and it needs to be about this long. Basically, it's going to go on the front of your card here, just like the sample shows right here. So this is actually longer than I need, but that's okay. We'll get that figured out in just a moment. All right. So in your envelope, you're going to have these pieces. This is your very vanilla, basic vanilla, I guess. And you can fold it in half, or you can measure to 4 1/4, which is right there. And make sure that you're using your light and score that. Okay. Welcome everyone as you're jumping in. This will also be uploaded onto YouTube if you can't stay with me for the whole live, okay? All right, so like I said, we're going to be using this off and on. So let me move that out of the way. And let's go ahead and put this together. This is a pretty simple card. This is, like I said, 4 by 5 1/4. And you'll need your adhesive. That is part of your basic stamper kit. You know, the hardest part is having to cover up this beautiful other side of the paper. It's so gorgeous. I love these fall colors though. They are so amazing. All right, let's go here. So you just have about 1/4 of an inch all the way around to frame that vanilla all around your card. Hi Tanya, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good. Ribbon, it fell over to the side. So this is going to go on top of this one. So let's see here. I'm just going to lay this down and grab my ribbon scissors here. And I am just going to eyeball this and just cut about this much off of this end, or just, how about, I'll tell you what, just make one cut barb. You know, that would be smart. Let's come right there, and let's go about right there. Okay. All right. So I just had it a little bit bigger than it needed to be. There you go. I don't know if you could use that for anything or not, but all right. Now, I will tell you that when you're putting this direct to paper, it works well, just to make sure I'm opening the right way. It works well to just go ahead and you can put some adhesive down and it will hold it just fine. Or if you prefer, you can use mini glue dots. They work very well with our material onto paper. So you've been missing me. Aw, lots going on and missing some videos. That's okay. Sometimes that happens. Even for me, you know, sometimes I am out of sorts with stuff that happens around my family time here. Okay, so now all I'm doing is taking this piece that we've cut. That's just going to go kind of on that side a little bit, just like that. And then let's stamp our, this is from the Decal Rectangles, and so that is one of the dies that I used creating your kit. And we are going to be using copper, clay, and Moody Mauve. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the Moody Mauve, and the sentiment I've used is trust in the Lord with all your heart. So let's ink that up. And just make sure that you've got the ink all over. See how it's wet? You can see that it's wet. This is going to work better for me if I turn it sideways here. Oh, I'm about to drop my cutter. Okay, I'm going to turn this sideways, and I'm coming, let me see how much rubber, it's quite a bit. Okay, I want to come all the way over to this edge. And so, let's hope I got it all on there. Oop, look it, I went too far. See there? Even Barb makes mistakes. So we're going to try this again. And make sure I'm not, actually I'm going to turn it this way. Alright, you guys, are you guys following why I'm doing this? It's because it's easier for me to see where to stamp. And when it's closer to me, there. That's what you want. You want it kind of right up there in the corner. Just like that. Okay. Let's close this one, and now we need copper clay. There's always two sides to the paper, and I'm so thankful for that. Alright, we are going to wash this off because we're going to use this again for another card, probably in a different color. And then this is the piece we're going to use next. And that is copper clay. And this, now look, here is the deal. There are two of these in the stamp set. You got to make sure you got the one going the correct way. See here, you've got one that goes this way, one that goes this way. You want to make sure you get this one that goes that way because it's going to fit right here next to our words. So, all right, copper clay. Now you will also need your, you'll need a blender pen, and that's all part of the video that I had shared when I first sent out the information. Okay, so there's that. And you want to take your blender pen and you just I always check to make sure that my tip is wet. They're both exactly the same. This one's a little drier, so this is the one I want. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this blender pen and just come right inside the leaves here, and that pulls the color in to give you some color inside those little leaves, I guess. It's just a hint, but it's awesome. Okay, and I'm just going to do the dots here really quick too. You can't really tell much with those, but that's what you do. Okay, all right, now let me bring this up closer so you can, hopefully it'll focus okay. I'm looking to see. I don't know if you can really tell, but when you use your blender pen, it will color that in a little bit. It'll give you a little bit of color there. So that's what we need for our stamping. Now on the inside, I think while I have this wet, I'm going to ink it up again, and I'm just going to come on the inside and I don't know. Let's just stamp right here. Alrighty, just to give it something extra right there. Okay, now we're going to clean it, and then we're going to close the ink pad. I'm just using my handy dandy chamois here that helps me clean. Okay, there's that. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this on with dimensionals. And let's see here, grab some of the big dimensionals. Takes less time to pop up. Now just be aware that when you're putting this onto here, how far over you are. I mean, I think I was thinking of something else when I started talking about that. So what I just said, it doesn't matter. Sometimes it does. If you're, I thought I was going onto ribbon. Sometimes going onto the ribbon is the dimensionals don't like to stick as well on the ribbon. So, and that just goes right here, overlapping that. Okay, I think it's straight. Yep. Okay, and then last but not least, you will add, you all got a full package of the Neutrals adhesive back sequins. These are perfect for this paper. It's so amazing. And then So let's go ahead, and this one I used the copper. You can use whatever color you like. Take your pick tool here, and I'll go ahead and I'm going to take a large copper sequence and just put one there, and a small one, and we'll just put one there, and I think we'll just leave it at 2. What do you think? There's card number 1. Now, of course, you can stamp on your envelope. You can take the extra piece of the designer paper, which actually I think I will do that and show you. I got to use some different scissors. I don't want to use my ribbon scissors for that. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it so much. So let's take this extra piece that we had left here. Let me show you how to do this and use this on your envelope. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that this goes right as close to the edge as possible, and it's going to give you this beautiful image. Now, one of the things that I'm going to suggest is that you have a silicone mat. This is a very inexpensive tool, and it can be used so many ways. It's amazing. I love it. Absolutely love it. So what you're going to do is I am going to realize how far up. So here is the score for my envelope. All right, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see it. And what I'm going to do is, okay, there's the very edge. So I only have a little bit of space there. So I'm going to keep my finger right here, move this, and this tells me where at the edge of where my paper is going to go. And when you do this, you want to make sure you are right off of the edge of your envelope. And the reason for that is you want it all to stick very well so that it will get to your recipient with, what do I want to say, doesn't come off, you know. I want this showing. Now, I guess you could use this really pretty mauve if you wanted to, but I think I like the leaves. It just gives you that really cool look. And I'm just going to lay this down. I can see the very edge of my vanilla. Make sure you're on both. Oh, make sure that you're straight. Barb, you were not straight. You got to make sure you're straight or it's going to look funky. Ah, look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to try this again. Okay. Gracious me. All right. I want to make sure it's still very sticky. I want to make sure that I'm right at the edge. Okay, but I also need to make sure that this piece is straight here so that it is equal. All right, I still think it's a little crooked, but I think I'll be fine. Ugh! I can't handle it. I gotta redo it there. Okay, we're gonna add some more adhesive here. Okay. And I'm going to pull this over this way. Okay, it's all live, you know? That's what happens when you do things live. It just happens. Okay, the last thing we're going to do, we got a little funky going on. Take your paper scissors, not your ribbon scissors, right here. And look, you only have to trim just a little bit, and this is going to make your envelope look amazing. All right, we won't do this for every one, but since there was a nice piece of designer paper left there, I thought, you know what, let's show this because this really steps up your card and envelope that someone receives. All right, so I'm just cutting this around the edge. That's why you want to make sure that you have your adhesive right to the edge so that it sticks really good. I'm going to have to go back in and do a little surgery there. But look at that. Look at, there is that and that. So isn't that gorgeous? If you were wanting to make a package of gifts, isn't this gorgeous that you could do this? Okay, so there is card number 1. Okay, so let's move this out of the way, and we're going to pull in the product for card number 2, right there, and they are labeled that way. They're in order. When you receive your kit, they are in the correct order of 1, 2, 3. You got 5 cards here. So, all right. So this one, I already had a piece already cut out. Card number 2 looks like this, and I use the new decal circles that are in the mini catalog also, which are amazing. I cut leaves. You have leaves in your kit, and I cut those. These are the chic dies, and I did not purchase the leaf stamp set and dies that go with this suite because I've got beautiful leaves here in all season. So I chose not to purchase those. All right, so we need this, and here are your pieces, what you'll have. Now, this one also uses that copper that we just used, so I'm going to grab that same piece of copper, and we're going to, isn't that beautiful? Gosh. We're going to use that same piece of copper, and we're going to cut a piece to go with this one. We also have to cut that. So this strip is going to be, again, 3/4 of an inch by 5.5. So let's grab up the cutter. So I think, let's see here. Oh, I got it upside down. Which way is the 6-inch? Okay, that's the side I cut it off of. Alrighty. Guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so we need 3/4. So there's half, there's 3/4. And let's cut that. I know, it's so gorgeous, isn't it, Deb? Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Okay, so there's that strip. Now, the leaves. This piece right here, you can see this is, I've already cut some of it down. It is already 5.5, and so I just need a strip of 2 inches. So let's move this over to 2 inches right there and cut a piece of that. So there's another piece, 2-inch piece, if you wanted to do your envelope. You'll have lots left over. Okay. All right. So there's our cutting. Cutting is done. Again, let's move this out of the way, and we're going to go ahead and do what we need to do for this card. You have a piece of vanilla that's going to go on the inside. So let's just go ahead and put that on the inside. And again, this is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4, or you just fold it in half with your bone folder, like that, using, and it just gives you that really nice crease. So let's go here, put this on the inside, and then you can stamp something in there if you would like. Just trying to make sure I have about the equal amounts around the sides, which, boy, I am not seeing very straight tonight, am I? Okay. So if you're watching this, I hope that you will come and check out my virtual class for free with an order tomorrow night. It'll be a variety. It'll be 4 projects, and they are awesome. I always love what projects I come up with. Okay, so this piece is going to go here, and this piece will go here. So let's start with the copper, and I'm going to go ahead and pull in my silicone mat, because, and I'm going to put a piece right there, and then just a few snips down through there to hold it in place. And that's going to go, what, about 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch from the edge, from the side. Oh, you know what I did. That was supposed to be 5.5, and it wasn't. Okay. Well, darn it. Okay, whatever. We're gonna go with it. And okay, yours should be 5.5 by 3/4. I already had this paper cut apparently, and so that's why it was not 5.5. or I measured the wrong side is what happened. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut this to 5 1/2 just so it matches, or excuse me, 5 1/4. Gracious. Okay, let's see here, 5 1/4. I'm just going to cut a sliver off there so that it matches this piece. Okay, and adhesive. Look at this side. This is a really pretty green. There we go. And so I'm going to just butt this right up to this one, and just like that. And it doesn't matter which way you do this. This is like an aerial view over these trees, so it really doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and stamp on our piece here. Now, this one says, may the Lord bless you and keep you. So let me grab that stamp, and this is again using the copper clay. Ink this up, making sure it's inked up well. And I want this to be over to the right because we're going to go ahead and put these. Now, this comes right up to the edge, so I have to I have to get my head right up in here. Actually, I'm going to do this because if I do this, I can make sure that it's going to, okay, I want to be on this side. I don't want to confuse you guys. All right, right side up, over to the right, making sure that you get into your circle here. There we go. There we are. I didn't mess up that time, Barbara. Yay. Okay. I am cleaning as I go. When you guys watch me, you know that's what I like to do. Hey, welcome. Somebody just popped on. Thanks for joining me. We are doing the autumn class live, and some have already gotten their kits. If you would like to order this kit from me, you just let me know. It is $35, I believe, is what is. It's all in the what do I want to say? The description of the video. All right, so here's what you have. You have these 3 pieces are in your kit, and these are the designer papers. See that? And again, I cut these from the chic dies. That's the name of it. Okay. I am going to put dimensionals on here and pop this up. And usually I do like 3 for a circle. Make sure I'm still in the camera here. Move this over. And excuse me. So this is kind of going to go right here. So pretty. All right. Now let's make our little cluster here. And what I want to do is I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive, not my mouse. Put a little bit of adhesive on the right side. Okay. And that's just kind of going to go like that. And then this one, just, let's see here. A little bit on this one side, kind of like that. And you're just building your piece. Now this guy, you could use your liquid glue or just little pieces like this of your seal. Now if you get the web things, I don't know if you can see it in there, but when I do that, I just move them. I just take my fingers and move them so that they're behind the paper and you don't even see those, okay? Just like that. This piece is kind of gonna go in the center of those. Just put that down like that. Excuse me. Right there. And then the next tip is, let me get a drink really quick. the next tip is you're going to make a little bow. I'm going to bring this up close. Can you see that? That is your ribbon here, right here. And what you need to do is cut yourself a piece however long you think you need to make a bow. So for me, probably about right there. And so I'm going to cut, gracious, I'm going to cut this piece. Oh, I'm going to need those. Cut that off. Now, you have binding over here and over here. And so what you're going to do is you're going to cut one of these bindings off. Okay? So yeah, you can do it like this. Take it this way. And it's faster. Fold that in half. And then just cut right up next to the binding. The reason we're doing that is because we want this piece to be the thicker piece, a little heavier instead of the strings. Okay? So look at that. That's what you need. And then you just make yourself a bow. Now, if you do have some pieces sticking out like that, you can my word. You just run your finger through and pull those off. And then do that and make yourself a bow. And then shape it up. Okay. And I think it's okay if you have those little pieces hanging off. And then there you have, you made yourself a bow to kind of go right there. Okay. All right, so that's what you need your mini glue dots for. When we have the material, it's always nice using the glue dots. They work very, very well to attach your material to your paper. And especially when you have the bows, you can roll it underneath so that you have just the mini glue dot on the knot right there. And let's bring that around here. And that's just going to go right here where the leaf stems meet. Now, there is space right here, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab a couple mini dimensionals, okay, 1 and 2, and I'm going to take the pieces off so that maybe there. While I still have them on my finger, and then I'm going to, that way I have both sides sticky. So I'm going to take this, lift it up, and put one there, and put one right there, and that way, oh, that one just came right off my, stuck back to my finger, and put those down. That way you have a nice, they're not going to come off, and they're the same height as your centerpiece. All right. And then let's take some of the sequins and add those. I think I'm going to use the darker ones on this one to bring some of that out, this brown. So let's grab a little one right here. I'll go right there. And a large like that. Let's grab another large one and just bring it right here. Now you could put these wherever you would want. I just copied what I did. So there you are. There's card number 2. So beautiful. I love, love, love this stuff. Okay. No, I mean, it's not, it doesn't surprise me that the paper has gone out twice because it is so gorgeous. Alright, so there's that one. What's next? Alright, card number 3. Put these over to the side. I keep moving myself, don't I? Alright, card number 2. What did I do with the other one? I don't know, but that's okay. Alright, let's grab the next. Oh, here's the envelope. The next one is using the mauve. Isn't that pretty? The Moody Mauve is what it's called. But yeah, here's the specialty sides. We're going to use those instead of the fall looking side. Oh wait, I think I'm out of order. Hang on. No, I'm not. I'm looking at my finish card. Here it is. This is the next one we're doing. And I thought I was out of order, but I'm not. I'm doing fine. Okay. All right, we are going to go ahead and cut our paper down first. So let's bring the cutter back in. And this piece is 4 by 5 1/4, this designer paper. And again, to maximize your paper, now this side is like a blanket. Doesn't that look like a blanket? To maximize your paper, just cut at the 4 inches. So go over to 4, and then that gives you a nice big 2-inch piece left, because this is 6 by 6. All right, and you could use that on your envelope. And then I need to be at 5 1/4. So move this over here, just like that. This is a nice piece. You could put it on the inside of your card on the side. And so there's that one we need. And then this piece right here is going to be a 4 by 3. And I already have one cut already. So that's 3 inches by 4. And the other side is like a nice wood grain. Okay, so that's already cut. So you'll have to cut yours out of your 6 by 6 paper. And again, always cut at the 4 inch, and that way you have the 2-inch piece, and then, or this you can cut in half, 3 by 3. Okay, here are the pieces in this envelope. Again, you're going to be using the white deckled rectangle. This piece is 1/4 of an inch, pretty peacock, 1/4 of an inch bigger than the peacock. So let's just go ahead and put that down. This side, look at, there's even knots in the wood. That's so cool. I didn't notice that before. All right, so let's put this right here. Okay. And then if you notice, this is at an angle just to give it some interest, because there's not, it's just different, you know, just different. So let's grab this and put down our 4 by 5 1/4. That is straight, right? I cannot see tonight to do this correctly. There we go. Hopefully it's right. Now this is going to go on at the angle if you want. If you rather have it symmetrical, I think that's the right word, you can do that. But I kind of like it angled just to give it some different interest. Okay. And then let's go ahead and stamp. So this one we're going to be using Pretty Peacock. I got my inks up here out of the way. And Moody Mauve. So those are the two colors we're using, coordinating with the paper. Let me grab, that one says be of good courage. And then it also has this other image. So let's take, let's get our Moody Mauve. Let's stamp that one first. Put that here. Be of good courage. And that's just going to go right up here in the top right corner. Just like that. And then next we are going to this is, let's close this up. This one is Pretty Peacock. And I just didn't get the whole thing. I'm still missing. What am I doing here? There we go. I just wasn't pressing hard enough. There we go. Now, one of the things to notice, here's a tip. The way that Stampin' Up! Cuts these out, I'm not sure, but you see how there's lots of extra rubber on this side and there's not on that side? Be aware of that when you're using your stamps, and because it looks centered on your sticky, you know, but if you look, here's all this excess rubber, but there's not all the excess space like the rubber over here. That's just a tip for you, okay? All right, so this is just going to angle around here like that. Pretty, 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 pretty. All right, now again, you can color these with your blender pen, and you want to do that while it is, you know, not too long after you've stamped it, because that's when you're going to get the most, the ink isn't completely soaked into the paper, and then that just gives you more, pulls more of the ink out to color these leaves. Now, if you really wanted them darker, you could go ahead and pull some of the ink out of your ink pad and then color these in. But I get just a slight hint of color. Hopefully it's going to show up. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Can you see that there's a little bit of color there instead of solid white? Okay. Now, I have this, this is popped up with dimensionals, and let me grab those right here. Okay, there we go. And I don't know where that coughing spell came from, just like all of a sudden. It happens to me sometimes. All right, so this, now we're going to do this kind of straight. Or you can do it to the side. I need to hold it up to look at it real quick. I think when you put it straight, it actually makes it, you know, it looks like it's, that's how it's supposed to be. You know, it kind of goes with the crookedness, if that makes sense. And then there's no ribbon on this one, just your gems. Now you can use whatever ones you want. I did. These are the copper because there's copper in your designer paper, so that coordinates. You also have these white ones that would be pretty on, you know, just as a tone on tone. So it would be up to you. Since I did copper on that one, I'm going to see what these look like because I really didn't use these on anything, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and let's see, what did I do here? Got one right here and a small one kind of right there. These kind of coordinate with the pretty peacock, but there's this one, okay, and then here is using the copper. So whichever one works and you like best, that's what you want to use. See that right there? Let's get that cleaned off on my chamois so that I don't make a big mistake here. Well, hello there, Sue. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Okay, that's card number 3. We are making it happen. And again, if you want this card kit, you'll have all the parts and pieces. Everything's die cut for you. You just have to put them together and watch the video. Yep. Okay. Oh, you know what we could do? You know what we could do? Remember I said that we've got this little extra piece right here? Let's just go ahead and put that down since we have it. I'm going to put it on the inside here because it is 4 inches, which will go right like that and just look nice on the inside of your card. Excuse me. So there we are. Good way to use the pieces that you have left after cutting that beautiful paper. You want to use every piece of it that you can, right? Because it's so beautiful. All right, our next card is so pretty. Look at the sun like shining through there. I really liked this. I mean, this paper, I just can't even, I mean, it's just one of those papers, you know. Clear looks great. Oh, yeah, thanks. I think so. I thought it looked pretty good. They're almost like a opaque. They're not completely clear. So I don't know. I don't know what the color is called, but all right. So here we are. Let's grab our goodies over here. Look at this whole piece of paper. Isn't that just amazing? And then the next side is what we're going to use on the sides. So let's put that there and bring this up here. So we're going with 5.5. The paper is 6 inches. So it's up to you on what side you want to use, but I'm going to go ahead and trim off some on the bottom. All right. So it needs to be 5.5. So that means this is 6 inches. So I'm going to cut off a 1/2 inch, right? Is my math correct? There's 5.5 and there's a 1/2 inch. Okay. So 1/2 inch off the bottom. Okay. There's that. We're going to put that here. Now, this piece right here is actually 3 by 5.5. This is 6 inches this way. So you can, I'm going to, I want this side of the paper instead of mostly sun. I want where the sun's peeking in. So I'm going to cut this at 3 inches. This is the piece that I want on my card. Okay. And then I'm going to take this, and you need side pieces which are 1/2 inch by 5.5. So since this is 5.5, I'm going to cut 2 1/2 inch pieces. 1 and 2. Or you could have left this as 3 inches and then used some of this, but it's not quite enough. Okay, so there's my other pieces that I need right there. So here I have an extra piece to use however I want, and it happens to be 2 inches, so you could actually do this side for your envelope, right? Okay, we have our pieces. And here is what we have in our envelope. And you have copper clay, again, fold that in half, or you can score it at 4 1/4. And take your bone folder and just crease that down. You have a piece of vanilla for the inside, so let's go ahead and put that on the inside. Okay. Gracious. I think I got it about straight. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, what I would do is put put these down first. Okay. And you want to kind of lay these down and see how far apart you want to put them, but basically that's going to go in the middle. So that you have the same amount on both sides, that's why I would kind of get it where you want it to be first. There, see, I've got about the matching on both sides, so that's where it needs to go. So you can leave it here and then take one piece like this. I'm going to grab my silicone mat and put some right on my edges here, and then kind of dot down the line, and know that I'm pretty close to where I want it to be. So I'm going to start at get that in here. I think I moved myself over. Hang on. All right. This is the tedious part. There we go. I'm holding it with my fingers, and we are getting it in the right spot now. Okay, there we go. All right. Da, da, da. Now, once you have one side, then you go ahead with the rest, right? And put those right down. This will just butt right up against here. And then we have this last piece. Okay, how many of you love the papers that have come out in this this mini catalog? It's just I mean, I just can't, you know, you wonder how Stampin' Up! Can just keep coming out with more and more that are just gorgeous. I love them all. Okay, there we go. Now, you can open up your card. Now, if you have extras hanging off the edge, just trim that. But look, fabulous. All right, next we are going to take another piece of your burlap ribbon here, and that's just going to get folded over, and then it's just going to go onto this piece right here. Now, this is much more than what I want, so let's see here. Do it the same as my other one. We're going to go this way, and we are going to cut this one, and I'm going to cut that at an angle. Okay, and then I want this piece a little bit shorter, so I'm just going to come over here since I'm right-handed. So it's, now you could cut them both at an angle and then fold them differently. You know, just move your fold a little bit. There you are. That's what we want to do. So I'm going to take my adhesive, put some of it down on here. You can take a glue dot if you'd like and use that instead, but okay, this needs to come down a little more. There we go. Just like that. Fabulous. Now, if it starts fraying like this, you can trim it or just go with it, you know? Okay, then this is kind of going to go here, and then you have another vanilla rectangle to coordinate with everything, and that's just going to go right on top. So the first thing I'm going to do is, let's go ahead and put this down, fold my ribbon. Okay, and let's grab this and let's go ahead and stamp, and let me find the one that says, "In everything give thanks." In everything give thanks. Okay, so here's what I want to show you. Do you notice that there's no scripture verse on the bottom of here? And that's because I cut it off. And the reason I cut it is because of another project that I did. And if you look, here it is. You can always cut your stamps apart. Okay, I'm going to put this up here towards the top, and then you just take this piece and you butt it right, you put it just like that's where it's supposed to be. Okay, just like that. There you go. Alright, so that's what I need. I knew there was a reason I left that off of there, so I could show you how to put those things together. This color is the copper clay, because it just matches beautifully with this piece of paper we've chosen here. Alright, and this just gets centered into your rectangle here. Just like that. Keep moving myself. Hi Elaine, hello there. Welcome. Thank you for joining. You'll have to go back and watch the replay. We are almost done with our cards. Whoa, that's the other thing. This piece that I cut when I clean, you have to be aware so that it doesn't pop and fly everywhere on you. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move this back over here out of the way. And then we're going to take dimensionals and pop this up over our ribbon. And what did I do with my dimensionals? I laid them over here somewhere. You guys do that when you're stamping? Ta-da! Okay, so this is one of them where, this is one where you want to pay attention to where your dimensionals are because of your ribbon. So I am going to put one in this corner and one in this corner. That's how I'm going to pop this up so that I do not have dimensionals on my ribbon. Okay, there. It just holds better, and I have an extra one that I did not need, so let's put that back there. Okay, there's that. We're going to pop this on top of the ribbon. You'll watch the replay, you just got home. All right, yeah, and it's also going to be on YouTube, so either way you can find it on the Stamp with Barb channel, or it might be easier if you subscribe to my channel. Go right there and you will be able to find it right there. All right, so here is this one, and now we just need to add some of our sequins, and this one, I think the gold went best with the beautiful yellow. So let's grab that, and we'll put one here. Let's grab a small one, and I have it on the ribbon, but I don't know if I want it on the ribbon. I guess we'll go ahead. Let's put it on the ribbon, and it's a glue dot on there, so it's going to stay on the ribbon very well. There's a glue dot on the back of the sequence. And I'm just wondering about another one. I know you're supposed to do it in trios, but I think that the only other thing, maybe, let's go ahead and take a gold one. And see, it gets lost in here. That's the reason I didn't think about putting one there. Nah, I think I like just two. So we're just gonna keep the two. All right, you can do however many you want, because if you got the kit from me, you got a whole package. All right, so there you are. That is, I think, card number 4. Now, if you have this flapping around, just you know, just put a little bit of adhesive down there, and that will hold. That'll hold nicely with that ribbon if you're using the Stamp and Seal. All right, there we are on that card. Now remember, you do have some extra if you wanted to add that to, well, look, it's a little short to put it on the envelope. So just save that and use it the similar in another card. Okay? Okay, let's grab these up. And next we have our last card. That was card number 4. And card number 5. So these are not hard. They're just beautifully amazing. I love them. All right, here's our next one, and it's got that fun copper ribbon on this one. So you can see that I have used this piece and this piece instead of cutting a whole one. Again, what you do is you're going to take your 6x6 and you're just going to cut a strip on this one, and that piece right there is 3/4 of an inch by 5. This has to be this piece is 3/4. This is 3/4 by 5. 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, that's what you need. And this piece is 3/4 of an inch by 5. So let's make that happen with this designer paper here. So let's do this, and I think I have enough on this section here, so there is 1/2 inch, and if it's just short, then that's what I'm going to go with. But I think I have, there's 3/4 of an inch, and yes, I have it. All right, just like that. All right, put that scrap up there. So we need this, and it needs to be 5 inches. So 3/4 of an inch by 5. And that was just a little bit over. So there's one piece that we need. And then this needs to be 3 3/4, which it is. And then it needs to be 5 inches. So let's go to 5 and slice that piece. Okay. All right, we're done with that cutting. Put that there. All right. Let's grab our envelope. These are all the pieces that are in there. And again, you've got vanilla and pretty peacock. This pretty peacock, look at, this is the chair. Ugh. I mean, just so real. Just so real, right? Now there's lots of pieces, several pieces I did not even use. So you'll still have lots of paper to create more of these and other combinations, I guess is what I want to say. All right, so there's that. And again, got your card base. Let's go ahead and fold that. And take a bone folder here. Just like that. And this piece, peacock side, now this is a sweater on that side. We're going to go ahead and put this down in the center. Actually, it's up a little higher than center, so let's just come right up here, just like that. Okay. And then next, let's work with our ribbon before we do our stamping. Okay. So let me grab the copper ribbon. This is very bright, shimmery. It's pretty easy to work with. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to take a piece of ribbon. You want a piece that's going to go on the, so from side to side here, so about right there, right? And I'm just going to take this and cut at an angle. And then next I'm going to take another little piece and just cut a piece, because we want another one kind of coming out here. Now, you are going to take this and you're going to cut a piece off. Let's see here. About, I don't know, what is that? 5 inches? About 5 inches. And then we're going to do this fun technique that gives you this frayed the threads. We're going to use the threads of the ribbon. And how do you do that? Again, you cut the binding off. All right, so if you fold that, then you can cut it in half faster, or cut it faster, I guess. All right, let's do that. Okay. Okay. It's pretty skinny, so it is harder, a little bit harder to cut, but just cut this side off, because what you want to do is get to the threads of this ribbon. That's all we're doing here. And we will use this binding piece. Okay, so there's one. But then you take this and look what happens. All these little pieces, these are threads that come out. So get a bunch of those. Alrighty. And just start pulling them down so that you have all these beautiful copper thread. Look at that, it just comes right off, just like that. Super cool. Hard part is holding on to them. There you go. Now I am going to add this piece in here because it's thicker and it doesn't matter, but alright, so that's what I did. And the next thing I did is I just took this and I held these pieces and I made a knot. Okay, hopefully you can see this pretty good. So I just tried to hold the sides, alrighty, and then on my finger, there, kept it on my finger, and then kind of went underneath. Well, okay, so let's say that your fumble fingers like I am right now. Here's another thing you can do. Just put it in half, okay, pinch it, well, I should have taped these down first. Okay, let's do that. Let's take some adhesive, put that down here for this piece. That'll also hold in place because we can put mini glue dots under there. I'm gonna take this and put that. Let me get some. Yeah. All right. I want this piece to just kind of come out there, just like that. All right. Looks kind of weird, right? But that's okay. Then hi Pam, welcome. But that's gonna go on top right here. And before we put that down, what we're going to do is we're going to put some more adhesive right over top of this ribbon, okay? Just make sure you have ribbon there. Now, so you can tie this in a knot if you can, or pinch it together so that you've got a loop there, and lay that down so it's sticking. And then what you're going to do is you're going to foof, whatever you want to call it, these pieces, alrighty? You're just going to spread them apart a little bit so that they're just making this fun stuff going on here. All right, let's set that aside for a minute, get all my fuzzies out of the way, and we're going to go ahead and stamp this piece. It's Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to use the Trust in the Lord again, and that one's right here. Okay, and let's ink that up. All right. And that's just going to get centered and stamped down. Da-da-da. Close it up before I make a mess. All right. We're almost done. Now, if you find that you want more stuff, if you don't want to do that, do a bow and put it to the side. You can be creative. Do your own thing. I know that when a lot of the girls come to the classes that I do, they just like to do it exactly like I do it, and you don't have to. You can be as creative as you would like and make your own thing, do your own thing, you know. Okay, let's get some dimensionals and pop this up. And again, I am going to kind of do the top and I can do that because it's going to be kind of in the middle there. So let's hold these, and then this is going to bring some of these down here. I guess it's not going to really matter. Just like that. Get that straight. Okay. Now all I want is just some interest there, that's all. Now if you want this to be tacked down more, actually I think I want this smaller, so I'm going to I am going to actually cut this down a little bit and cut some of that off just so it's smaller. Okay, that's what I want. And then let's go ahead and put this on to our card base. Now you can do this in whatever order you want. You can put this on your card base before you do all the fun stuff on the front. Whatever works for you. There we go. And of course, because of this gorgeous copper ribbon, we're going to use the copper sequins. And let's grab this one. Got one kind of over here on the side. Let's grab a little one. Got one kind of right here, and one kind of right up here. Let me see. I think I'm going to put that here and see if I can move this one down a little bit. It's too much the same across from each other. There we go. I just wanted it down a little more. All right. Fabulous. There's card number 5. I hope that you guys loved these cards. I enjoyed creating them. I really like this stamp set with the scripture verses. Let me pull them all in here and so you can see them. Yeah. Hi Donna, welcome. You'll have to go back and watch the replay. We just finished, and this will be uploaded on my YouTube channel, Barb Ryder, and so go and check it out. You can find it very easily if you go to the YouTube channel and find it there. All right, so there's card number 4. And hang on, card number 1. I'm going to look up here so I can see what's going on. Or that's card number 5, excuse me. Card number 1, and I showed you at the beginning on how to use your paper to create your beautiful envelope there. So there's card number 1. And card number 2. And card number 3. I use, now in the tutorial I use the other color, but I think these look really good, so I use those. Card number 4. Let's see, I don't know if I can, we'll bring that one up a little bit. There we go. And then card number 5. Okay? I hope that you guys enjoyed the time that we had together. I know that some of you are watching this on replay, and if you're interested in this card kit at all, please reach out. The link is in the description of the Facebook post. It'll also be in the description of the on the YouTube channel. So I hope that you'll enjoy making these on your own. Let me know if I can help you in any way. I appreciate your time, and all right, we'll see you. Oh, hey, by the way, I will be on here tomorrow at 6 o'clock with the free class that's a virtual class, and it's free with an order, okay? This is a product-based order. It won't be available until after the 23rd, but you can still get kits from me if you're interested. All right, hi, Jean. Thank you. All right, you guys, bye-bye.